Welcome to No Stats, where we call it how we see it.
Back again with another one.
Back again, bro, just in time for fight night. We got the Spence Crawford fight happening tomorrow night. We're recording this late Friday night, right after the weigh-in. So we're gonna dive into this fight, give our predictions, give our analysts of the fight. But before we jump in, as always, subscribe, like, share, ring that bell, send it to a friend. Make sure y'all staying tuned and locked in, because as I keep telling y'all, we dropping heat. We flooding y'all with content, flooding y'all with videos. Want to hear y'all opinions, the good, the bad, the ugly on everything. So make sure y'all comment, and show that love, and we're gonna keep doing our thing.
We welcoming you with open arms, baby.
Watch the handle, it takes skill. We gotta run it back. We in the field, and you said it takes tag. You in your field, we looking for the facts. Let's keep it real, yeah, we talking no stats. Yeah, we talking no stats. Yeah, we talking no stats.
Bro, I'm hyped. I'm hyped, bro. I just watched the weigh-in. I've been, my anticipation has been through the roof for this fight for a while. The anticipation of the fight, the hype of the fight for true boxing fans. This has the potential to be the biggest fight since Pacquiao, Mayweather. When you talk about the two, when you talk about two top tier boxers, bro, two top tier technicians, two guys that are fighting for something that Errol Spence wins this fight. He's undisputed in welterweight division. He's going to move up and go on and try to possibly fight Canelo. Errol Spence wants to silence, the critics, that the guys that's on the Bud Crawford train. He wants to stop him. And on Terrance Crawford's side, he has the chance to become the first male boxer to become undisputed in two different weight classes by capturing these belts from Errol Spence. So it's a lot on the line, bro. These are two really, really, really great fighters. And I'm just hyped as hell, bro. I watched the weigh-in. And I'm not gonna lie, real fast before you go, bro. It pissed me off. I was talking to a few guys about this because I feel like the hype, the marketing, the advertisement, the promotion behind the fight hasn't been as big as it should be. I feel like they should have been doing these interviews and running their course. It's supposed to be popping up everywhere 2 weeks, 3 weeks prior to the fight, and it seemed like it just started amping up in the last week. I just think of the magnitude and the talent of these boxers. I think it should be bigger, but I'm not complaining. I just want to see the fight, and I'm hyped as hell. But what you was about to say, bro?
I was gonna say I could tell by the Vegas lines that this is gonna be a battle, man. I mean, I think Errol Crawford's plus money.
Spence plus money.
Spence
Yeah, I think Spence
is plus money. I think it's like plus 124 or something like that. And then like
Okay.
the magnitudes of these records, man. You're talking about 39-0 and 28-0 and
Exactly.
oh man, when you get those type of hype fights and they're colliding, it's like, damn man, it's hard to see someone lose, but somebody gotta lose.
Somebody gotta lose, bro, and the better man gonna win, bro. And that's why I love the sport. But what I'm going to do is, bro, I'm going to talk about the Earl side of things, and then I'm gonna talk about the Bud side of things. Then I'm gonna give my prediction and my analysis and how I think the fight's gonna go. But starting with Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a monster, bro. I think he's the heavier fighter. He has the thicker resume, with fighting guys like Ugas, Kell Brooks, Danny Garcia, most recently, Sean Porter. But the thing that worries me, and I think that a lot of people kind of pushed to the back burner because of that Danny Garcia fight, and he did win that Garcia fight pretty handily. It was unanimous decision, and I don't think a lot of the scorecards were close for the judges. But Earl Spence got into a real bad car accident in 2019. Car flipped a couple times, and a lot of people was wondering. Everybody was thinking God that he was okay, but he was in the ICU in a Ferrari. But them little cars, they flip a couple times. There's not a lot of protection in those joints. But thank God, like I said, he was able to recover, rebound. His first fight since the car accident was the Danny Garcia fight, and he looked sharp. I think if I remember correctly, I think the fight started a little slow, but he dominated throughout that fight, and everybody was like, all right, Earl Spence is back to his, top class fighting style.
Also, he beat Danny Garcia. Well, obviously
He
by the
did.
records, but like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, yeah. He beat Danny. Yeah, he beat Danny, and it was unanimous decision. It was pretty easy. I think Danny caught him. Danny caught him a few times, and these are two guys that they'll trade, bro. This is it's not that they can't be defensive boxers, right? But these guys want to trade. They want to counter punch. They want to hit you. Errol Spence wants to break you down. Errol Spence is going to throw that jab. He going to just try to tick away at you. Throw them hands. Like he said, I was watching an interview with him probably like a couple days ago, and he was saying it's like water hitting a brick. Eventually, the brick gonna start to chip. And he was like, I just want to keep touching you. Pause. He's like, I just want to keep throwing them Jones at you, and eventually, your mind and your body can only take but so much before I decide I want to finish this fight. And like I said, Errol Spence is the naturally bigger fighter, hence why he's going to move up to the next weight class after this fight, win or lose, I believe. But jumping to the Bud Crawford side of things, I think Crawford's such a technician in the ring. I think he's slick. I don't think he's as stationary as guys like Ugas. Danny Garcia's a counter puncher, but I think he's not as fluid and doesn't have the timing and the positioning of throwing punches the way that Bud Crawford has. A lot of people say Crawford don't have the resume, and you could say that, but Crawford also fought Kell Brook. Crawford also fought Sean Porter, and I think Sean Porter was Crawford's was his best fight because he stopped Sean Porter, whereas Errol Spence fought Sean Porter, and a lot of people say when they fought and things like that, but Errol Spence fought Sean Porter and went down to a split decision, I believe. And that was an entertaining fight. They both was catching each other, but I just think I don't know, bro. I don't want to jump into my prediction too soon.
Hold on, bro. I got a quick question, bro. Do you think, with the magnitude of this fight, do you think this is a fight that maybe should have happened earlier in the boxing world?
Yeah, absolutely. You got Terrance Crawford at age 35, Spence 33. I mean, still at the peak of their, of their prime. I don't think neither one's on a decline right now, but it should have happened earlier. But I think that's a trend that you see, and that's why everybody wants the guys like Shakur, Devin Haney, Tank. Those three guys really. I mean, even Lomachenko, and Lomachenko's kind of up there later on in his career, but Teofimo Lopez and who else I'm trying to blank on. I mentioned Haney, but that's why these guys, the boxing world want to see these dudes fight now. Don't wait until you get into your 30s. Don't duck each other. Let's make this fight happen now. But at the same time, I'm just happy that it's happening, to be honest.
Oh man, this is crazy. I'm not really a big boxing fan, but when you got things circling around this fight, when the records is undefeated and you get fights like this, then I definitely tune in, man. So
yeah,
I'm not as pumped as you, but I'm pumped, man.
Yeah, bro. And like I said, bro, this is the biggest fight since Floyd and Manny in my eyes, and I think it's gonna be more excited than Floyd and Manny because Floyd was his career. The later part was predicated on his defense, right? He could backpedal, he could move you around the ring, still hit you, make you frustrated, and kind of bring the fight to taking advantage of the sweet science, right? Counter punching and not getting hit. These two guys are going to trade, bro. They both been hit, and kind of awakened by guys. Ugas hit Errol Spence in that Ugas Spence fight, knocked his mouthpiece out. We saw Errol Spence recover. Both of these guys can step up in the face of adversity. But I'm jumping into my prediction, bro. I think Crawford taking this fight, bro.
You going with the plus money side on things?
Underdog. I mean, favorite Crawford. Crawford minus 146.
Oh, I'm tripping.
Yeah. I'm going Crawford, bro. I think Crawford, as I mentioned, I think he's the more technical fighter. I think he's the better boxer. I think he's going to outbox Errol. I think Crawford has a tendency of starting fights a little slow, and then waking up. I think it was the Sean Porter fight right before they stopped the fight. His corner told him, "You're losing the fight," and he was like, "I'm losing," and he came out, and it was just a turn up. And you just seen it different. And I seen that a few times with Bud where he just turned it up, but I think he knows right now he can't start late. Another thing that Terrance Crawford does really, really well is he counters the jab and plays against opponents throwing their jabs really, really well. And I think that's what Errol does the best. Like I said, he's going to try to chip away at you. I think Earl's going to try to utilize that jab a lot and try to break him down. And Crawford might be able to start this fight fast. And if he does, I don't think there's no way Spence can come back. Because once Crawford gets in a groove, I think it's done for him. Go ahead, what you about to say?
Now, how far do you have this going? Is this a typical fight that you could see ending early? Do you think it goes to the card and goes to the judges? What's your how would you analyze that situation?
I think it's going the distance. I got a lot of respect for Errol as a fighter. I don't think Errol is going to get knocked out. Now I say that, but if Spence gets hit by Crawford the way Ugas hit Spence and knocked his mouthpiece out and had him wobbling, and like I said, Spence was able to recover from that and get that win. But I just think Crawford is going to be trying to finish the job right there, and I think Crawford got a little more power, a little more snap to his punches than Ugas. But with that being said, I think it's going the distance. I got Crawford by, I really want to say unanimous decision, but I'm going to say split. I'm going to say split decision. But I think Crawford's going to reverse. Like I said, I'm used to seeing Crawford get down early and just taking over the fight when he wants to. I think he knows he can't get in the hole here. So I think he's going to come out. He's going to be able to play that jab really, really well. Like I said, timing and just his shiftiness and how swift he is. And I think he's going to outbox Errol. And I don't think Errol has seen nothing like this, bro. Especially since the accident. He fought Danny, not taking nothing away from Danny Garcia. But Danny Garcia, Ugas, them dudes aren't, they're not Bud.
Let me ask you, left field question right here. What direction does the loser go in from here? I mean, your record's unblemished. You get your first loss on your record. Who's the target? How do you regroup? Where do you go from there?
So I think Errol has a better. He's younger, right? He's 2 years younger. So I think if Errol Spence loses this fight, I think it's more on the line. And when I say on the line, both of these guys are kind of cemented in their legacy, right, and who they are. The undefeated stuff for true boxing fans, it don't really matter. Floyd was so great and was able to be undefeated that everybody wants to stay undefeated. But Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson, George Foreman, Zab Judah, Miguel Cotto, all them dudes, they weren't undefeated, and these are great fighters. Sugar Shane, everybody. So the undefeated thing is cool, is nice, but there's only one Floyd Money Mayweather. But I think Earl's path is easier, and I can see his path clearer after a loss. I think I think he loses the fight, and I think he moves up. I think he moves up and to 168, I believe, and I think he goes to try to fight. Canelo's about to fight one of the Charlo twins. I think he can try to go over there and fight one of those guys. I think Errol has been quoted saying he wants to fight Canelo, move up and fight Canelo, and I think that'll still sell crazy. That'll still be a fight I'll be glued to the TV for. Crawford on the other side, 35 years old. I can see him not declining in his career, but I think this is a chance for him to put that final stamp. Like I said, first male boxer to be undisputed in 2 different weight classes. That's crazy. I think this kind of cements you as one of the best of all time. Take you to that next tier, from tier 2 to tier 1. So I think this fight is bigger in a sense for Bud, where I think Errol still has a chance to go up, fight Canelo, and get bigger fights, should I say. Or still big fights. I won't say bigger, but yeah. Yeah, bro. But I'm hyped. I know you say I know you're not the biggest boxing guy, but who you like? Who you rocking with? If you had to,
I'm a rock. If I had to bet, I'm going with the underdog here. Just I feel like this is a fight that can go either side. Um, so I will rock with a line like this. I'm rocking with the underdog. So
I think a lot
I
of people.
definitely need that. I was gonna
Go ahead,
ask
go
too
ahead.
before you said that. I want to hear your top five in this division.
In the welterweight division?
Yep.
That's a good question. Let me. I think Bud. Of course, I think
Are
Bud's number
these
one.
okay?
I think Bud's number one. I think Spence is number two. Right. I think. I don't. I think Benavidez is higher. You still got Keith Thurman out there. Oh, Boots. Boots is third. I'm tripping. Jerron Ennis is third. Boots from Philly. He's third. After that, bro, it's a
Like a toss up.
yeah. You can put like
That's
five
just a
guys all on that
toss up.
same level. But I think the top tier, bro. That top tier is Crawford, Spence, and Boots. I don't think no one's touching them right now in that welterweight division. Yeah, so I give you three. The other two, you can throw whoever you want to throw in there. But them three dudes, I think, is leading the weight class. And I don't think neither one of them dudes want to fight Boots right now either, because Boots is young. Boots is, I forget who Boots is for his last fight, but it was artwork, bro. It was a masterpiece. Like, I haven't seen somebody control a fight like that, look as sharp, switch stances from orthodox to southpaw, dominate in every which way, look like he's playing later in the fight. Like, that fight was, that was crazy. And I think a lot of eyes turned on Boots. So I think Boots is next up in this division. And the next undisputed welterweight, I think it'll be Boots. But for right now, it's
Something to look
Bud.
for on the horizon.
Yeah. But right now, I think it's Bud. I think Bud walks away with this fight. Everybody that I bet money, whatever it is, make sure y'all pay up automatically. I want everybody to answer their
Make
phone
sure
too.
y'all
B.
had his bet, and he won all 20s too. My man Seth only bet $500 bills. That's it, nothing
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah, and
Monopoly
answer the
money,
phone.
baby.
All my Spence betters, answer the phone too, because I don't like when I bet somebody and then after the game or the fight, I call you and now you tight. No, answer the phone. Let's talk about what happened and
Think
tell
about
me
it.
I
You
was
have
right
just
face to
reached.
face.
Everybody in the comments, drop y'all picks for
Yes,
this big
definitely.
fight. Please let us know the feedback on what y'all think. Give us a little bit of analysis. We want it all, man. Send all the love, send all the feedback. We need everything, baby.